Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, come at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier list for you guys today. And today I'm going to be discussing the competitive meta tier list. Since we're about 2-3 weeks away from a ban list, I thought that I'd take a look and see what's competitive, rank it from a scale of tier 0 to you play photons, good luck buddy. Before I start off this video though, if you guys can leave a like, that'd be great. I did one of these tier list videos in the past rating all of the 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh! Product, and while it didn't do so well at first, it definitely started picking up a lot of steam. So I was like, do people like it? Do they not like it? I like making tier lists, so if you guys like seeing that, make sure to smash that like button. Let's see if we get this video up to 45 likes. That'd be awesome. Hey, even 50, why not? Also, if you guys could subscribe, that'd be great. 32% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so hopefully today's the day to earn your subscription. Also, if you want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, and you're buying cards off TCG Player, please my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. I also have a PayPal down there, and you can become a YouTube channel member, which, actually, if you want to know more about that, you can watch today's channel update. So, we're just going to get right into this. So, Burning Abyss, I remember when when Serum Graph went to 2, and a lot of people were like, oh, the deck's going to be great, and, it's going to get all these tops, it's going to at least get a couple of invites, and it did none of that, alright? It did absolutely nothing. Now we have them unlimited at 3, and we essentially have BA almost at full power. We have it full power post, Duelist Alliance and all new challengers, but even if Beatrice comes to 3, I don't think this is going to do much. The deck still has potential, and it's still good. It just, in this format, I just don't think it's that good right now. It hasn't shown any potential. I think it's a decent rogue deck, and I still think that it can eventually creep its way back into being maybe a tier 2 deck, or be considered as like a tier 2 deck in certain formats, but not right now. This format with what's running around, it's not for them. Virtual World. Now, I have to put this in tier 1 right off the bat. Not only was this deck meta, that basically a few days after it came out, after Phantom Rage, but it's also VFD Turbo, and VFD, it will never be power crept. It's such a good card. However, this deck has more than just pumping out VFD. It can put out some really, really good boards, and it's very consistent as well. It has a lot of potential end boards, and when VFD goes, while this deck may suffer a bit since VFD is the best play currently in Virtual World, I still think it's going to be a tier 1 deck after that, because while it has access to VFD, that's kind of like the hidden ingredient, right? That just gives it that flavor. It's still going to be tier 1. It's getting like over 35% of the top 32 still. So that's a tier 1 deck. If you guys don't know, tier 0 is like 65% or above, if we want to be technical. But I may be like a little light with this tier 0. Now, sub tiers. I'll be honest, I don't know where to put this monkey deck. I don't remember seeing get a top in like years. It doesn't have any support coming. It's not like it's not at full power. Good luck at locals, buddy. Like this is just not, maybe it's rogue max, but I don't really want to put it there. It's not like you can't get a win depending on how you open up, but the deck really can't play going second. Kind of reminds me of Trap Tricks in a way, which I wonder if that's actually on here. Infernoble. So Infernoble really suffered during this ban list, right? It had a lot of indirect hits, and it had a lot of direct hits, right? It's hard to hand loop in this deck as well, because they banned Smoke Grenade of the Thief. It's still getting a few tops, though. We're still seeing in the top 32 a little bit, but we're like seeing maybe 2 max, right? There's been a few where it's 3, but we've seen 1, 2, or 0 before in events. I think it's a tier 2 deck still. However, if this deck gets one more hit, it may not be able to recover. So I think it's slowly going to get pushed out of the meta, but hopefully it really doesn't. I really did like this deck. It was cool seeing a Noble Knights in the meta, because I remember back during Zexal days, Konami would give Noble Knights a secret rare in every core set and all this good support, they thought, and they really want to make this deck relevant. So with this, I see Infernobles as like a revamp, like a reversion of Infernobles, so it's kind of cool to see them for a little bit. Now Madolches, I mean, blah, tier 0, what do I have to say? Alright, so if I have to be honest between tier 2 and Rogue, I'm going to be honest, I have to put in Rogue. Alright, I know the ins and outs of this deck because it is my favorite deck of all time. This deck could still beat today's decks. However, Madolches will always rely on opening up well. Like, if I'm facing, say, certain decks, if I open up a hand trap and I'm able to interrupt them at the right moment, that's great. I can play. If I open up with Dark Ruler No More as well, that's even better. But sometimes you're not gonna open up that well. Madolches haven't really got a top or anything. I definitely could tell you it has potential in this format. I know the ins and outs of this deck. However, playing Madolches always requires a little bit of luck at big events because you have to open up well consistently. In Madolches, sometimes you just draw two Messenger Lottos and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, wow, two Messenger Lottos, no hand traps going second. Wow, I can't wait to not play through their board. Uh, the deck is still good. I've been testing it. I think that it's really, really good right now. This is not the format to play Madolche right now. Then we have Zephyras. Good luck at locals, buddy. That's really all I have to say. Shaddolls. So Shaddolls are used as an engine and as a pure deck. We're seeing it in the top 32 sometimes here and there. I'm gonna put it at tier 1.5 because I'm not seeing it get anywhere near 30%. However, I don't feel comfortable putting it tier 2 because there's Shaddoll invoked, there was like Eldritch Shaddoll, there was a lot of Shaddoll variants running around along with pure Shaddoll, and a lot of players are bringing this to event because they know that Winda has the potential to shut down decks like Dryden, Eldritch, and Dragon Link, and hey, even invoked. So a lot of players really, really like this deck. It's getting, around a 15% top rate, and it's a very splashable engine. Along with Window, will just be able to shut down decks. I'll put it at tier 1.5 because I don't feel comfortable putting it at tier 2, and I definitely don't feel comfortable at putting it at tier 1. So it's around here. That's what I would say. So if you actually want to go to an event and you want to play cheap, this is probably the cheapest competitive deck you could probably build. Dinosaurs, I'm gonna put in tier 1.5. I've heard so many people say, oh, dude, it's tier 1. Oh, dude, it's tier 2, right? I've heard this argument so many times, right? With it being, oh, Dinosaurs could be any deck in the format right now. It can be good going first or second, right? It has all this power, right? Team Sam topped with it, right? Etc., etc. And then I'm seeing arguments on the counter side where it's like, it also loses to everything. The deck bricks quite a bit at times. With that kind of money, you could be playing a more relevant, tier meta deck, right? The deck is easy to stop. It's Misk or Bust, etc., etc. And I've been hearing a lot of arguments here. Dinosaurs are getting some tops, but the reason why I'm putting it at tier 1.5 is really because it's not hitting that 30% mark, but it's getting pretty close to around it. We're seeing it a lot. It's definitely not a tier 2 deck. I can tell you that when it comes to these tier 2 decks, Dinosaurs will either be the best tier 2 deck or it's going to advance up. So that's why I'm putting it at tier 1.5. Buster Blader. This really just depends on how the format is. Are dragons important? Then we're going to play it. Good luck at locals, buddy. It's not like you could still win with this deck. I think it's the only competitive deck Yu-Gi-Oh deck that you could win an event with that I'm going to put good look at locals, buddy. It's just like it comes in the meta when there's dragon decks. It's like a gimmick to your gimmick. I love it, but I wouldn't really play this right now. Thunder Dragon. I mean, the deck needs Colossus or one more card. I haven't been seeing Thunder Dragon anything. I'm going to put it in good luck in locals, buddy. It needs Colossus. It's not bad. I've seen certain variants with like Thunder Dragon Fusion and people playing like Thunder Dragon Orcus and like trying that out. But again, it's got no tops. I haven't even seen it this format. I'm going to put in good luck in locals, buddy. It's not like the deck is bad per se. It still does stuff, but it's a very cheap alternative. I think you guys should get it just in case Colossus comes back. The deck just needs one Colossus and then it could go move up, but it's just there's so many other things I'd also rather be playing. I mean, the deck still has, some strength in it, but ABC Buster, I'm going to put this in Rogue. So I think this is at 2 or 3 now. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this card with Union Carrier is actually very, very good. And I've been seeing some ABC variants going around. The deck's very good at OTKing. I personally think that the deck has potential, but like I said, no real tops or anything. I'm going to just leave it in Rogue and put it there. Ultra, guys. So that's what I've been trying this format. Also, if you got this far in the video, I just want to say very quickly, if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing your guys' opinions. And, hey, you might even change my mind about this. I actually like having well-thought discourse. I know that War Rock guy is going to have a field day with this picks. I can't wait to read his bibliography. Just kidding, dude. I love you. But, Alter, guys, I've been playing this, and the deck is good if you get rolling, right? if you win the die roll. If you don't win the die roll, I main evenly because I'm used to losing die roll because I've just never been good at it. So I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna main evenly. I don't care. You also main hand traps as well. So if you're able to stomp your opponent, then proceed to go, then you're great. But what's called guys really do benefit off going first, right? It's a little harder to brick, and you don't even have to. And Solemn Judgment, which was one of the brand butter cards, you don't run that right now. You'd rather run Strike and a few other cards, right? Not that Judgment's a bad card per se, but I've been playing with the main deck, and I was like, there's just I need to cut something. Deck is good. I think it's tier 2 personally, but man, is it not? It's not performing well at events like extravaganzas, all that jazz. So I'm gonna put it in a solid tier 2. Zoo, you know what? I said I was gonna be very lenient with the tier 0, right? I'm not gonna do the 65% win rate on this, or not 65% win rate, 65%, top cut percentage. I'm gonna put this in tier 0 because I've been seeing so much like Zoo Eldritch, Zoo this, Zoo that, right? And the engine it's a competitive engine. It's one of the best engines you could run right now. So being that it's one of the best engines that you could play, and it's got a very good representation, I'm gonna put this in tier 0, but could be really tier 1. I'd probably put it at tier 1. I don't feel comfortable putting it at tier 0, but man, is it one of the best engines here, right? It's just we're not in a tier 0 format, so like I don't really like putting things in this. But yeah, Zoo, definitely tier 1. Invoked. I'm gonna put this in tier 1 as well, actually. We've been seeing a lot of invoked decks running around, from Shaddoll invoked to Eldritch invoked, right? To other sorts of decks that use the invokes or the invoked engine. I think it's really good. I mean, a lot of people just summon Alistar, especially in decks that don't need their normal summon. It's actually really, really good. Personally, I think that it's definitely going to get hit on the next ban list. I just think it's run around a lot, and Konami, even if something's not exactly an issue, even though I would say Invoked have had their time for a little too long. I see Meltdown probably going to 1, but hey, they may hit something else. I think this deck's tier 1. It's been, it's in 30% of top 32s usually, so it's there. Then we have Prank Kids. So Prank Kids, right? Shout out to the Harv card, man. He loves this deck. I was actually on his Prank Kids week, which was kind of cool. We were going over Prank Kids market watches, and he's a really cool guy to talk to, actually, like backstage and all that. Very, very kind guy. But besides that, so when Mew Mew got announced, a lot of people were like, "Oh, the deck is so good now. The deck is so good." The deck has not had any success. It's had Mew Mew for over a course set now, and I have yet to see much. The deck is still good, right? And I really like it, right? There's also, they're very versatile. You can mix them in with other things as well. Apparently, you're not supposed to play Invoked with Prank Kids, even though, you used to be able to. It's not worth it anymore to play that. Like, once Mew Mew comes out, you don't have to really play those engines. You'd rather normal summon than get into Mew Mew. This card's not, the deck's not bad, but it's rogue, right? It has potential. Mystic Mine Burn? If this is Mystic Mine Burn, good luck at locals, buddy. You're probably a bad player anyway. Dragon Maids. I'm gonna put this in tier 2. Reason being is because this is basically what Dragon Link love to play right now. And if Dragon Link gets hit a little more, they may just incorporate more Dragon Maid stuff. It's funny how this deck was actually unplayable, in my opinion, post Mystic Fires. And then it got so much better over time, especially post Eternity Code. When they got Chamber Dragon Maid, that really helped them out, along with they got a trap card that's really good in there as well, to send to the graveyard. The main deck build changed a lot post Eternity Code. But point is, Dragon Link have a field day, so whenever you see Dragon Link, you usually see Dragon Maid cards in it. I think it's a great tier 2 strategy. They definitely have potential. They have Omni Negates as well. I just don't think it's near the tier 1 status, and I don't feel comfortable putting it at tier 1.5 because it's Dragon Maids. So I think that it's really just the engine being convenient for not Dragon Maids, for Dragon Link. So that's why I also want to put in tier 1.5. So I'm putting it at tier 2. Striker. I've playtested Striker. It's tier 2. I mean, honestly, Celine actually helped this deck, believe it or not. You got your 3 Widow Anchor, right? We really do need 1 engage. We get 1 engage, I'm going to love the deck, right? The deck is basically Hand Trap Floodgate, the deck, right? And you have to be pretty intelligent to run Striker. I have to admit, right? It's a very skillful deck. Access Code Talker really helped out this deck as well. And I think that, it could also be mixed in with stuff. I know that it's got a top with Eldritch Striker as well. I think Strikers are good. People just don't have the faith in them. So while I've seen actually a top here and there, and it could technically broke, I'm just going to put in tier 2 because I have faith in it. Eldritch! Tier 1. I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. All top, 16s, top 8s have Eldritch in them. Representation's massive. It's going to be a tier 1 deck. Emancipator. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to put this in Rogue or tier 2. I'm actually going to talk about this really quickly. So, once we got, I guess, man, I can't remember it. But we got a certain card banned, guys. I don't know why. I literally cannot remember it. But, it let them go like +3, right? It was so good. I literally lost to that card. Man, it got banned and you just stopped seeing Emancipator. I think the deck is still really, Block Dragon, that's what it's called. Once they lost Block Dragon, they just suffered. No top 32s, now real top 16s. I've barely been seeing it. The deck has potential, but I'm going to put it in Rogue for now. However, I think this deck is still good enough to go to tier 2. Reason why, I'm just not seeing it get enough tops for tier 2. But you know what? I'll put it in there, because if I can't put Striker in tier 2 and not put Emancipator, because I think Emancipator still got a few tops here and there, even a little more than the Strikers, so I'll put it in tier 2 for now. The deck has a lot of potential, though. Live Twins. So Live Twins, I'm going to put this in Rogue for now, only because the deck has potential, but I have not seen the tops yet. It's still really good. I think they're still getting support. I'm not too sure, but I just haven't been seeing representation from this deck. Mutants. Good luck at locals, buddy. Alright, this deck is just bad. Alright, it's really, really bad. I have the whole core. I've play tested it. Here's the thing, right? The play is always, can I go get into, what's it called? Can I get it? Man, what is that card called? Guys, I'm totally blanking out on this card right now. But, oh yeah, Red Eyes Dragoon. That's what it's called. Can I go into Dragoon? No, then I could set up 1 interrupt, right? Usually you have like 1 interrupt, and maybe you can negate like a monster effect usually, and then maybe you can negate a spell as well, right? So you can get up to 2 interrupts, but then you only have like a set card and those 2 monsters, right? Possibly the field spell. The board is so easy to break, and I'd rather play like, for the price, you could play all these other rogue decks, and the deck just dies. It can brick as well. Can't play through hand traps for anything. Not getting support. If you have mutants, I think it's time to give up on the deck. If Emergency Teleport was at 3, or Konami was smart enough and gave this deck its own Emergency Teleport, maybe. But if it's just a Druid Turbo, you'd rather go with the the list that topped the Extravaganza that just does Dragoon and Necro Valley. So, Rockets, I'd say tier 1.5. I mean, so many of the cards are used in the metagame right now, from Dragon Link to like stuff like Borosword and like Dragon, right? I think the deck is really, really good. It's very consistent as well. Boot Sector Launch is always going to be really good, and it's just Dragon Link, essentially. Like, I feel like these two right here are just Dragon Links. So I feel like that you could really intertwine them, put them to Saint, all that. I just think this is better than using Dragon Maid. And I think I see them using more Rocket cards than Dragon Maid. Along with Rockets have a lot of potential in general. Savage, like their extra deck is massive. And very consistent deck, could easily put out interrupts. Phantom Knights. You know what? I'm going to put him in Rogue. This has not done anything. I don't know why. Dude, everyone was hyping up Phantom Knights. When Barbara got unbanned, people were like, hyping it up. When Phantom Rage came out with all that support, people were like, it's so good. Deck does nothing. Like, I still think the deck has potential, but I'm going to put Dryad at tier 0. I'm going to explain why. This is probably the best deck in the format, and I just don't want to put it anything below, right? It's between this and Eldic and Virtual World. However, Dryden have been getting the most tops. I've actually seen events where they've had 65% Dryden or a little bit less, right? Like around 50, usually 50, but I've seen 65%. So these events, and I'm talking about from like PPG, from online tournaments, right? To other events are happening IRL, because a few are, believe it or not, and I don't want to get to that whole debate if you should be able to hold events right now. I don't really care. I'm just looking at the results for that because I want to make this video. And tier 0 for Dryden's. I mean, the deck is so good. Ben 10 helps you go search so much. You can literally interrupt your opponent's monster, spell, and traps just with the Herald engine that you get to search for free and then get a search off of. It's absolutely ridiculous. Deck goes into Zeus, all this other stuff. Personally, I would, along with it, just, man, it extends like a motherfucker. Also has access to Union Carrier for very good plays. However, if you interrupt the Union Carrier, they're usually done. Tier 0 for this deck. Unchained, Rogue. I think a lot of players, know the potential of Unchained. It's just the deck bricks more than it should. Along with, if you could stop it in its tracks, especially with certain cards, deck kind of just flops at that point, right? I think the deck has a lot of potential, but like with no tops, it's got to go in Rogue. Endymion, without Electromite, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll put it at Rogue because it has some potential. Endymions are still somewhat strong, but it's really, you could literally swap this at Good Luck Locals, buddy. Mermail, good luck at Locals, buddy. It's just a great OTK deck, right? Mermail still have a lot of potential. It still can actually hand loop. Deck is actually very strong right now. It's just, it's a Rogue deck at the end of the day. It just doesn't have tops or anything, but I still think it has a lot of potential. Paleo, Rogue, just haven't seen anything. Salamangreat, Rogue. It just got kicked out of the format. That's all that happened, right? This deck was good. It got hit really hard. We have Circle at 1, Gazelle at 1, and then when they banned Mirage Stallion, which a lot of people were wondering why that card got banned, they just wanted it's the same list where Colossus got banned, I think Engage got banned, and like a couple other cards. A lot of people really did not like that ban list because people really love that format, and Konami said, we're just going to wipe the board clean. If you could salvage something, good luck. We'll kill it next ban list even harder. You're going to play the new decks now. And Salamangreat got their, once Gazelle went, bye-bye, deck was done. It's not bad, but it's Rogue. So this is my Yu-Gi-Oh! Tier list video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below and what tier list you guys want to see me make next. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.